Hi Libra, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the website addressed below. And before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's have a look-see at your week. So before we go into your cards, this week there is a solar eclipse taking place in the sign of Cancer, which for you is actually in your 10th house, right? Which is really exciting because it's all to do with your visibility, it's all to do with your career. Now a solar eclipse is a grand beginning, right? It's a big initiation point where something starts. This is a solar eclipse, so it's going to bring something in for you. Now remember, these unpack over about 3 to 6 months. It's not an event, it's a process. It's sort of like a process that unfolds over a certain period of time. The fact that this is happening in your 10th house, now this is if you're an ascendant Libra, right? I always use the ascendant for things like this because this is about, you know, it's about the true house that it's in for you. And that for you is the 10th house. This is all about your career. It's about how you show up in the world. It's about what you, it's about what you truly want to be known for, what you really want the wider world stage to reflect back at you, to know you for, right? This is about your destiny and your profession in the world, as Kelly Rosano calls it. And that's a really important thing to look at, especially in these current changing times. You know, it's a really powerful time to start to understand what that actually looks like for you. So for you, Libra, this is a grand beginning when it comes to your work, when it comes to your career, when it comes to how you show up in the world and how people view you. This is the time for you to really ask yourself, what do I want to be known for? What do I want to be seen as? Or, you know, what do I want to be seen for? Really pay attention to this, because over the next 3 to 6 months, you get a chance to change it. So for your cards, you have the Judgment card for the key to the week, right? And this is about getting to the depths of something. I always see this card as a blast from the past, but as I explained earlier, this is a blast from the past that brings you the kind of energy that you need in order to assimilate the past experience or events that you've had and then release them, right? So that you can move beyond it. So where is it that you are ready for big change, for big evolution, for really going to the next level? Where is it that you're ready to clear the decks in these areas of your life? For your actions and interactions, you have the Knight of Pentacles. So this week is about you saying to yourself, you know what? I know that this isn't going to be fast. I know that it's not going to be quick, and I'm actually dedicated to being in it for the long haul. This sees you really paying attention to what it is that you can do in the here and now, and how these things are going to start to affect but also build your future. This sees you really being very practical in the steps that you take this week. It sees you getting really clear on what it is that you want to create, on how it is that you want to show up. This is going to see you being really really dedicated to how it is that you're going to push yourself forward, and ultimately what the steps are that are going to get you there. The Knight of Pentacles is a very slow and steady sort of card. The Judgment card, right, or the Sleepers in this one, because it's all about your ancestors. This could be a week where you're really starting to understand your personal past, the journey that you've been on, and the thread that has been running through your life. This could be a week where you really discover or rediscover what you truly feel like your purpose is, and that's a really exciting place to be. For your communications and conversations, you have the Nine of Cups. So there is a big piece of the puzzle that is being given to you this week. And because it comes here with the Knight of Pentacles, that piece of the puzzle is only going to serve to bring you the knowledge and the information that you need in order to make that big leap, in order to make that next step for yourself. And like I said, right, you've got this understanding that slow and steady is going to win it for you this week. But with the Nine of Cups, this is a wish fulfilled. So this is good news that's coming to you. It's very likely that this good news is coming from an old boss, an old colleague, somebody that you used to work with, maybe a client if you have your own business. This is somebody coming back into the fold that's going to give you either a piece of knowledge or maybe even some sort of opportunity or gift or bonus or something of that nature. And whatever it is they give you is going to allow you to say, right, okay, this is what the next step is built on, right? And it really is the next step of the next step of the journey that we take is always built on a single step, right? So really, really exciting. That's my personal quote, by the way. I just came up with that. I'm very proud of it. Sorry, I was just me being a dork. But no, really, that quote was me. For your money and materials, you have the 8 of Swords. So what is the lesson here, right? You've got all of this great energy, but then you have the 8 of Swords in your money and materials. I know what a lot of you are thinking as well, because I'm kind of like, okay, so what is the message here? What is the lesson? Well, the 8 of Swords is basically saying to you, you already have what you need. And if you're going to start to look out there and start to seek more and more and more of everything, you already have what you need. Now, a lot of you are probably saying, well, you know, I want to start that business and I don't have the 5 grand behind me yet. Well, what can you do right now, right? This was the message that came through in the weekly general. If you haven't seen it, check it out. So this is the question. What do you have that you can move ahead with right now? What is it that you've got in, you know, in your bag of tricks, in your toolbox, in your arsenal? What is it that you have that you can use right now that doesn't require big money or big funding? Now, your 8 of Swords, when it comes to your home and environment, this is a week where I'm going to advise you to find ways to get out and about, right? It doesn't have to be going out to wild parties or anything like that, or big social gatherings, for obvious reasons. It just, this week, home could be really feeling quite restrictive or constrictive. So it's really important. Get out into nature, go and enjoy the natural world, go and see things that are going to open your eyes or help you breathe better, right? Go out into the natural world this week because you'll find inspiration there. And also you will find a sense of freedom that you may not be getting from your home, right? This could be a week where the walls start to kind of close in. When it comes to health, your 8 of Swords, come on brain, want to say, yeah, your 8 of Swords, excuse me, is very likely to be health-wise. This could be about your lower legs. It could as well, if you have restless leg syndrome or tired leg syndrome, I think some people have, or anything like that. This is a week for you to really pay attention to that kind of thing. You know, if you can, self-massage techniques on your calves and your shins. You know, if you, it's going to be really hard at the moment, but reflexology, you know, anything like that that's going to stimulate that sort of lower aspect. For love and relations, you have the Fool card, right? So for those of you that are single, does look like there may be somebody new coming in, but interestingly enough, it looks like this person, much like yourself, seem to be just coming out of a relationship. So it's kind of like you're not really looking to replace one with another this week. You're literally just looking for some sort of sense of companionship or somebody that shares your own sense of adventure. For those of you that are partnered, it does look like a week where you are kind of reaching a fever pitch. It looks like a lot of you might be saying, you know what, we're at that point now where it's either make or break. We're either going to make it or we're not going to. But you could be having those discussions this week, so something to pay attention to. And then finally, no, that's it. That's all for them. Okay, with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.